we live? Are we live? Are we live in his air? Somebody let me know. Are we live? Welcome to the show, everybody.
Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? Then on...
Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I got something to show y'all, and as usual, wait a minute. I'm trying to find it for y'all because I ain't seen it on the website, but I see it. Here we go, right here. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all a question about this later on. That's why we're looking at it. But anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. I know we're gonna late. It's 11:10 in the evening. How y'all doing? I didn't realize that time had got away from us. I found this camera, and I've been trying. It's the Insta 361. I've been trying to get it to work, but it's a password on here, and I can't get past it. Somebody put a password on it, and I can't get past it. And y'all know that Insta 360 is one of the big boys when it comes to 360-degree cameras. I can't do it. I've tried every combination. it was actually an eBay seller that gave us that camera. They also gave us one of these. And they also gave us one of these. But guess what? He don't remember the passwords. So we can't use them. I've been trying all day. So we not going to get off the hook. Amazon has, y'all know that we got 3 of these. I tried to open this one and get into it. I can't get this to work. 3 of these. This is the first one we had, and it served us well until the light kept going out, and so we don't know when it's recording. That's what's wrong with that camera. We never know when it's recording. And now that I wear it on my helmet, it's not on the bike handlebars, it's on the helmet, so I can't see it. So the only way to see it is to take the helmet off and look at it, but it don't have a light to blink. So we bought this one. But then we had to fall in the accident, and as you can see, the lens has a chip in it. See how it's chipped? Look on this side and see how it's perfect. I don't know if y'all can see, but it has a chip in the lens. And if you watch the video that we uploaded I had it the wrong way on the helmet. So it's showing the chip lens is in the front. I had it the wrong way. When we on the bike, we got to have it this way. But for some reason, when it's on my head, it go a different way. I don't know. But anyway, so tomorrow night, we have a decision to make tomorrow night. Do we get another one of these? We can get one off Amazon for $70. We can get one off eBay for $60. Brand new. Or do we go to Walmart.com and get a GoPro Fusion? They got the GoPro Fusion on sale for $199. Now, do I spend that money? If I do spend that money, are y'all going to watch? Because it's easier to kick out $60 than it is to kick out $200. Are y'all going to watch the videos? If you're not going to watch the videos, there's no need in me kicking out $200. I could be saving that toward my next e-bike. Like I said, ain't nothing wrong with this camera except we don't know when we're recording. That's the problem with this camera. This camera got the chip in the lens. So last month, I bought a third camera, and it came DOA, dead on arrival. That's not my fault. And then Amazon didn't have any more. And like I say, I only paid $40 for it. And so we was waiting for somebody else to come by with $40, and nobody wasn't taking the bait. And now, this is the last day of the month. So tomorrow night at 1 a.m., I'm going to be ready to make a purchase. So let me know in the chat section, or let me know in the comment section, should I just get another camera for $60-$70, or should I kick out the $200? Hold on, I'll show you. Y'all think I'm lying or whatever. That's the GoPro Fusion. It's $199 at Walmart. Now this is the older version because they got newer versions. Trust me, they got newer versions. But this is the older version and it's on sale for $199. Now I could probably go on eBay and get a used one for $150. But it be used and we don't know if it got any scratches on it. They're not telling us. So but if you look at the newer ones, $480. That one's $592. And this one is $392. So y'all can see them. Y'all see the different versions, but this is the old version. It's on sale for $199. So should I get it? Or just get the same thing we've been getting and leave it alone? Y'all let me know. Which should we do? For those of y'all that don't understand what I'm talking about, I'll show you. Go to videos. This is the video we shot the other night. And as y'all can see, that's the 2 scratches right there. See the 2 scratches? That's the 2 scratches right there.
The green light. I don't believe it. Somebody hold me tight. Yeah, you got the green light. I said, can somebody hold me tight?
And y'all can see it's on my helmet.
You got the green light.
You can see behind me.
Somebody hold me tight.
And you can pan around and look for yourself, but you can see behind me.
You said, hold me tight. Please tell me the green light. I don't want to fucking fight. I don't want to argue all night. You want to do what's right. Can I get the green light?
We recorded this in 6K.
Can I get that green game? I'm on the scene. Can I get that green game?
Yeah, the different angle. We recorded this in 6K, but then we put it on the Samsung Game Manager. And
I ain't gonna call trying to do it. How you doing, dude?
You can see that we did it at 4K. We re-encoded it and made it all one video in 4K. And it did it at 24 frames a second. And you can see it's not smooth. 24 frames a second is not smooth. But there's the 2, there's the scratches right there. There's the scratches on the lenses. This is why we need to buy a new one because of them 2 scratches. And you know, we can move it to the side. Yeah, you can see it's not smooth. I'm gonna bring it down to 1080 and see if it plays smoother.
That I say, a new change.
You can see the quality drop.
Forget it mine, forget left behind. Yo, it's a new time.
But you can see
raise the camera up.
I listen to the words that I say because the change was on the way. So get in line, forget left behind.
At 24
Trying to hurry up and get the market.
It's not smooth.
I don't see me on the ground.
But that was an experiment. So let's go to the video before. Now we did this at what they say is 4K. So I want y'all to keep in mind, the video before, we recorded it in 6K. But then I took the information off the camera and put it into the computer. And then I ran it through the Samsung Gear Manager, which is the app for this. This can only go 4K. But it actually records higher than 4K because it records at 4063. What people call 4K is 3840, 3040 pixels. This does 4000 and I think 4090. Now, that first video I showed you, I encoded it at 4090, but it only does it 24 frames a second. For those of y'all that don't understand what I mean by that, it means how many pictures it takes a minute, and it's how smooth it looks, because it's taking them pictures and making the video. The more frames per second, the smoother the video. That's why when you see people talking about 100 frames a second, 200 frames a second, they doing slow motion. And it's making the camera take all them pictures so that it's giving you that slow motion. Nice. For regular motion, you don't need 120, 240 frames a second. You're just doing a regular video. If you're doing slow motion, you want people to get all the detail. And so the more pictures you take, the better picture you get. Because the camera takes the best pictures that it snaps and makes your video. So the more pictures it takes, the more choice it has to give you what you want, to pick out the best pictures for the detail. And that's what makes the video look smoother. Now you're going to see this video is smoother. Hey, what's going on, Dave? You said 25. Well, I just showed you 24 frames a second. Now this video was shot at 30 frames a second, but we downscaled it. I didn't downscale it. The Samsung Gear Manager, it downscaled the video from 6K. It downscaled it to 3,840. 3840 by 2160, the industry says is 4K. So we're doing the industry standard. The first video I showed you was clearer, but it wasn't as smooth because it was only at 24 frames a second. This is at 30 frames a second, but the video isn't as crisp. So let's see, but it's still, we started with 6K, so it should still look good. So y'all tell me the difference. So I play the video. So do y'all notice the difference? As y'all can see, it's on the bike. What you doing? I got the phone on my helmet.
You can't control the flow. Crazy with me.
Now this is at 30 frames a second.
I'm known as.
Does it look smooth to
What am I known as? The one man chef.
And as y'all can see,
I
got the camera on correctly.
So remote, I should have been born in the Himalayas.
Are you using the same camera?
Being involved in the community. I know I feel a car coming.
I'm looking for the scratches. I'm trying to figure out what camera we use. No, I think we use the Samsung camera for that one. Hold on, let me go back. Wait a minute. I think we use the Samsung camera for that one. Hold on a second. I think we use the Samsung camera for that one. Hold on. Ain't that the same video? Yeah. My bad, y'all. That was the Samsung camera.
And we got scared as hell.
This is the pink one.
Battery's gonna be dead before we even hit the motor.
Right there. Right there in my face.
But we stayed on budget. We spent 35 when we came 3 days ago. And our budget is the same.
Now, I had it on an extended. I had it on an extended selfie stick on the handlebar.
Come back on the 28th.
I wonder if we can see it. Can we see the extended selfie stick? I need to see the camera.
Like I said, you get on what you call on the first.
Yeah, there it is right there.
And you know somebody behind us. But there's the bike lane. Let me get over.
Oh, no,
and get in the bike lane. Let them go where they got to go. There's going to be somebody. Someone's going to drive somebody. Yep. They ain't got no lights on.
You can't see it.
you have a nice
But I knew somebody was coming.
That's why I'm serving the war for your last right. You know, great I'm hitting you with something.
So can't say I'm surprised, because I'm not.
You know what? It really doesn't look that good. I think I'm gonna just leave it alone. I think I'm gonna save my money. I think we just gonna buy another penguin and be done with it. Like I said, that's the two scratches right there. Y'all see them clear day. That's not clouds. That's the two scratches on the lenses. But
Just get the green light. I don't believe it. Somebody hold me tight. Yes, you got the green light. I said, can somebody hold me tight?
That's
Yes, you got the green light. Somebody hold me
tight. If I be on the helmet.
You said hold me tight. Please tell me the green light. I don't want to fucking fight. I don't want to argue all night. You want to do what's right. Can I get a green light? Can I get that green green?
Like I said, that's two scratches right there. Y'all
I'm on the scene. Can I get that green green? I said we on the scene.
I'm not gonna hold y'all up with that. We'll just go ahead and just buy the camera. Don't tell me anything about Dynamite, Dave, because I haven't seen it. Do not tell me what happened on Dynamite. I ain't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it when I get off of here. So please don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know anything that happened. Don't tell me nothing about the Dynamite because I ain't seen it. But I will ask you a question. What the heck is wrong with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega? While you here, Dave, what is wrong with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks? Are they in their feelings? Are they in their feelings, sir? I'm asking you. Are they in their feelings? Now, I don't know what's wrong with people today, and I understand. Okay, I was born in the 70s. I was born 2 generations ago, so I understand. I'm getting old, okay? But I need to understand why people are getting behind the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Let's get this right. During that interview scrum, CM Punk said that they are like children and they running the federation like a target. You got a problem, come see me. This is a man that just wrestled a match. A man that was bleeding. A man that's middle-aged, in his late 40s. A man that had a messed up shoulder. And you telling me that the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, that's 2 people. And then Kenny Omega, who last year people were saying was the best wrestler in the world. And then you got Brandon Cutlet, and you got Nakazawa, whoever that Japanese dude is, and you had another guy, and then you had the lawyer. 7 people came into that room to get CM Punk. He's sitting in that room, bleeding, with one arm, in there with a woman that's on crutches, and a little Punk Doug. And you're going to tell me 7 people, and it's 2 others they didn't name. So it's really 9 people broke into that room. And CM Punk beat him up. And his friend, a man that's in his with middle 50s, came in there and helped him out. So 2 old men beat up 7 young men. As a wrestling fan who's trying to make believe what I'm watching is real, how do you come smile in my face when I know an old man with one shoulder kicked your butt? How do I take you seriously when I see you get in that ring, when I know an old man with one arm kicked your butt in real life? You expect me to believe you can go in there and beat up a Brian Cage. You can beat up a Wardlow. You expect me to believe you can beat up a Jungle Boy when you couldn't beat an old washed up old man with one arm. I'm being serious. Let me see what Dave got to say. What you got to say about that, Dave? How you gonna tell me I'm gonna take them seriously? Now we know that they and Tony Khan here, and we know that Tony Khan is a rich kid who's living out his fantasy of booking professional wrestling. And thank you, Tony Khan, for giving us an alternative to the WWE. Thank you for giving us an alternative to the WWE. Thank you for giving a place where the wrestlers the WWE kicked to the curb didn't have nowhere to go. They can come wrestle for you. Thank you. But at the same time, stop making the sport that I grew up watching. Stop making it a joke. Because see, when I was young growing up in the 70s, I didn't watch wrestling. My godbrother turned me on to it in 1982. I was 12 years old. The first show I ever saw was the show where the crippler Ray Stevens power drove Jimmy Snooker twice on the concrete with a Doug chain around his neck. Anybody remember that? Anybody that old? That's the first match that I seen. And I was hooked. That was in 1982. Back then, the wrestlers had to be escorted to the ring. The heels had to be escorted by security to the ring. You know why? Because us fans will rip them to shreds if we got a chance. Nowadays, the heels go out there and they pal around with the fans. I'm watching Seth Rollins go do a song. Back then, Seth Rollins got beat up. Go watch some of the Jim Cornette podcast and listen to him tell you about the Mid-South days with them crazy Southern people. Sometimes him and the Midnight Express be lucky to make it to that car. The old ladies are kill you. Slit your throat. Throw bottles at you. You messing with my Brand Armstrong. You messing with my Fantastic. You can't have to rock and roll express. Them old ladies to get you. Nowadays, people sit in the crowd like, you know why? Because every day they go on social media and tell you that it's fake. They tell you it's fake. I remember all the arguments that me and my stepfather got in. He kept trying to tell me, I don't know why you watching that fake mess. I found out the hard way. When I used to start my little wrestling federation, and we went out there and did it, and I smack chopped somebody, they didn't go down. I headbutted somebody, they didn't go down. I clotheslined somebody, they didn't go down. That's when I knew, okay, it stays. I found out the hard way. Okay? So stop insulting my intelligence when you got a tag team who you keep saying is the greatest in the world that couldn't beat up an old man with one arm, who get in the ring and imitate the Macho Man Randy Savage and a bunch of old wrestlers. They got their butt kicked. And instead of letting us forget that you got your butt kicked, they in the ring making fun of the old man that beat him up. Like, ha ha ha. We in with the rich guy. You might have all the clout and the money. You might have kicked our butt, but we in with the rich guy. And how do you know? Watch Dark. See all the old people, the people that CM Punk was trying to get rid of, they all back. Brandon Cutlet wrestling, the guy with the mask wrestling nobody know about. You got them bums, nobody don't know who the heck they are. You got all them back. The Japanese lady wrestlers are back. They all back. We all know that Kenny Omega got a fixation for them young teenage looking Japanese girls. They back. He even brought back the old fat one. The old fat one used to come out with a mustache and a cane and a top hat. Look like she going to go perform on the Vegas Strip. And they're doing that same thing. They think that we want to see that because he wants to see that. And then they wonder why when the women come on, everybody go to the bathroom. When the women come on AEW, everybody go to the bathroom. When the Young Buck friends come on, everybody go to the bathroom. The numbers are coming down. The only thing keeping that company going is the fact that Tony Khan's father is a billionaire and got money to dump into it. But it's going to wind up just like TNA. Because Dixie Carter had a rich father. And he dumped millions into that company to keep it afloat. And where is it now? I don't even know who owns it. They be lucky to have 300 people come to an event. They don't even have arenas. They had a soundstage studio in Walt Disney. They've been there for like 10 years. In 10 years, they have not grown up to get a real arena. Not even a ballroom. At least a lot of the independent cards, MLW, Ring of Honor, they was able to get ballrooms. They in that same little studio at Disney. They've been there for over 10 years. You haven't grown in 10 years. This is what it's going to be like for AEW. They struggle to get over 1 million views. And the people turn in to see what foolishness they're going to start with, and then they turn it off. They keep trying to shove Orange Cassidy down our throat. Orange Cassidy is fine as a joke. But nobody going to take him seriously. What do you think the average human being who turn on the TV and see an Orange Cassidy, see a Daniel Garcia, and say to themselves, I can beat these people up in the bar. Why am I going to watch them? You watch people who can do things you can't do. You watch Michael Jordan because he can do things on the court you don't do. You watch LeBron James, he can do things on the court that you can't do. Everybody can play basketball. Everybody can't dunk. Everybody can't hit a jump shot from behind the three-point line consistently. Those are the people we pay to see. Everybody can play football, but you go against the Ravens defense in 96, 97. You go against the Bears defense in 1985. I guarantee you won't last 5 minutes in that game. They're going to run over top of you and stomp a hole in you. That's why we pay to watch it. I can't hit a ball 500 feet. That's why people that can get paid. I want to watch a wrestler. I want somebody 6'8", 290 pounds. I want somebody who I can believe, man, I'm not getting in the ring with him. Shoot, look at those muscles. He just holding the guy with one hand. That's what you expect me to get in there. I can beat that guy. Come here. I'll pay money to see somebody I can beat up. No. And this is the mistake because, see, this generation and the last generation, the end of them, they know it's fake. In the same way they created the UFC with rules that could let nerds go in there and win, the independent scene in AEW is a place where nerds can be champions. And that's the problem why I won't go mainstream. It don't matter how many old WWE stars you bring in, they won't go mainstream because they keep trying to shove nerds down your throat. What the heck is a Dark Order? Let's call them the Dork Order. Who in the Dark Order? The only person who I could actually take seriously is the guy with the mask on. The rest of them are daggone joke. What was the guy that had the librarian gimmick? Was he even 150 pounds? I think I could hip toss him with a daggone finger. I'm being serious. Everybody talk about Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus, can he wrestle? He in there trying to do kicks. He look like he went to ballerina school. The man is like 6'6", 300 pounds, and he in there acting like he weighed 120. Brian Cage. I used to watch him in Impact, TNA Impact. They got him in there trying to do gymnastics and flips instead of getting in there and beating everybody down and winning. See, the big men get beat up by the little men. See, it's only certain people who you can believe. Rey Mysterio, 25 years gaining credibility to believe he can get in there with a heavyweight. 25 years of credibility. The man is thick in the shoulders. Look like he got some weight to him, even though he's short. Would you expect me to watch a Daniel Garcia? You expect me to watch that Japanese dude? What's that Japanese dude with the beard? Dave. What's that dude name? Let me take him seriously. I can't think of his name. Because when he come on TV, I fast forward it. Yuta. Something Yuta. Something with the wheels. Wheels Yuta. Look him up. Certainly, to think he gonna get in there and do something when he look like he should be doing my taxes. He look like a daggone accountant. I'm supposed to believe he gonna go in there and win the championship. You got Chris Jericho in there, old as dirt. Old as dirt. Changing his gimmick every daggone month. He the wizard. I'm the ratings guy. I'm walking around with a belt. Man, got a new gimmick every month. Boy, take it seriously. John Moxley. Old Dean Ambrose. In WWE, at least he acted crazy. You can believe somebody crazy could do something. They expect us to believe that he's the best wrestler in the world. And this man can't do a match without bleeding. He can't do a match without spending half of it on the floor. He the best wrestler in the world. But all his matches is going through tables and fighting out in the crowd. And for some reason, the world champions, none of them got any size to them. The biggest world champion they had was Paige. A guy that's a fake cowboy. He ain't from Texas or Oklahoma. He from Virginia. I'm in Maryland. Maryland is a slice off the top of Virginia. He's from Virginia. Tell me to believe he a cowboy. Come out there with pants that the girls up here wear pants wear jeans like that. He supposed to be the world champion. I'm telling the truth. Daniel Bryan. Look at what Daniel Bryan went through. Vince McMahon didn't want to give Daniel Bryan that shot at WrestleMania. He thought he was too small. The fans with the Yes Movement got Daniel Bryan over. Rey Mysterio got himself over. These jokers don't know how to get themselves over. They don't. They do all this stuff. How somebody gonna hold you by the hand and get up on the top rope and walk you around the ring and then jump on you? At least the Undertaker had a image that he was half dead. And you could believe people were scared when he did it, but I'm just sitting there watching these little guys do it. I'm like, you standing there, just throw the guy off the rope. What are you standing there for? And the stuff is starting to bleed into the WWE. Because now they doing that stupid stuff. You don't believe me? Turn on any wrestling show and watch the guys stand outside the ring like this, waiting to catch somebody. They standing outside the ring waiting to catch somebody. You like, why don't you move, fool? You gonna stand there and accept the guy. They got the women doing it too. What woman you know gonna stand there and let somebody jump on them? See them run across the ring and come back and dive over the rope or through the rope, you stand there. Am I watching wrestling or am I watching Barnum and Bailey's trapeze artists? You know, where they go on the trapeze, they do the flip and catch each other. But that's what they're doing. We won't believe it. When I was coming up, they used to be the pretty boys, I called them. And they was for the women. They were the pretty boys. You had the Tim Horners, the Brad Armstrongs, the little guys that had the cute faces and had the nice bodies, the ladies liked them. And they would come in the ring and they would do the pretty drop kicks and they would do the hip toss and the arm drags. And then they would do the arm bars, they would do the little flip and the twist. Never understood why you had to do all that. They would flip over, flip back, go under, come back around, and then just take your arm. Their arm was like this. They do all of that, and then your arm like this. So they did all of that energy, and they hurt you. I can never understand that. The majority of stuff they did didn't hurt. Now in 2023, that stuff posed to hurt. It posed to hurt. When the good guy, they call him the babyface. You had the cheater, that's called a rule breaker. And the good guy is considered the babyface. Now, you got to have a rule breaker. Somebody's going to cheat, choking, kicking, breaking the rules behind the referee back. That's supposed to bring the drama. And then you have the good guy that got to be the victim. When the good guy make the comeback, it would always be 2 or 3 punches, throwing them to the ropes, the clothesline, 2 drop kicks, maybe a couple arm drags or a hip toss, and then they finished you. Now, that's the whole match. Hip toss, you get right back up. Arm drag, you get right back up. Drop kick, you right back up. Drop kick from the top rope used to be a finisher for some people. They get right back up. The superplex was a finisher. People like Cowboy Bob Orton, Barry Windham. When I was growing up, now they do it as a setup move. For those of y'all that don't know what a setup move is, I just described to you what a setup move was. A couple arm drags, maybe a hip toss. It sets you up for the big moves. The big moves was always a power driver, a power bomb, a Saito suplex or German suplex. It was always something. A tombstone power driver, the Undertaker did. Tombstone. Those were setup moves. But the phony Japanese wrestling, the phony independent wrestling, took those moves that were finishers and made them mean nothing. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin's Stunner is the phoniest move in wrestling. But because of the way he made it look when he did it, people took it seriously. The RKO Randy Orton do is one of the phoniest moves in wrestling. But he took it because DDP made it. Now everybody, they call it the cutter now. Everybody does it. And they hit it and people get right back up. When I was growing up, it was illegal to punch somebody. They punch it like it's nothing. it was illegal to choke somebody. They choke you like it's nothing. When somebody forearmed you, when I was coming up, you was hurt. They sitting there, and the dude going right back, bang. Sitting there like, what? Somebody tell me I'm lying. The stuff is phony. The stuff is phony. You say the WWE suck. That stuff going on with Sami Zayn, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's the best storyline in wrestling. Sami Zayn being in with the bloodline, that's the best storyline in wrestling. Tell me what in AEW top that story. That War Games was one of the weakest War Games I ever seen, but it had so much drama in it. With Jey Uso super kicking, Sami by mistake, with Sami, turn on his best friend or stay with the bloodline. It had a story to it. That's something AEW know nothing about. Last year, people hated Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the biggest fan favorite out right now. And he's in a rule-breaking organization. Isn't that weird? Sami Zayn is one of the most popular wrestlers right now. And he's in a rule-breaking organization. Seth Rollins, who, what was that a year ago when he poked out Rey Mysterio's eye? Was that the WrestleMania before last year? He's still cheap. And he's a fan favorite. Now that started with Stone Cold. When I watch AEW, I don't know who the fan favorite is. I don't know who you supposed to root against. Because everybody break the rules. I feel sorry for Keith Lee. He looks stupid in there. Trying to follow the rules and everybody else is doing everything. We're like, hey, you ain't supposed to do that. Hey, what are you doing? Swerve said, I can get with this. Keith Lee looking like, I'm supposed to do what? That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I'm glad that there's an alternative to the WWE. It's finally somebody to keep them on their toes and make it better. But goddamn, because I ain't gonna lie, the Vince McMahon, I don't know what the heck he been doing for the past 10 years. Because the wrestling ain't been that good. But goddamn, you can follow it. Explain to me how Wardlow and Samoa Joe, for some reason, which I don't get, they became a tag team. We still don't know why they're a tag team. But they're a tag team. But Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, and he keep putting Ring of Honor crap on the TV. Ring of Honor came to Baltimore a lot. I never went to a Ring of Honor match. You know why? Because I can't stand it. Why? Because it's phony. I watched one championship match, and I watched 10 near falls. 10 of them. I thought, look at this phony mess. This dude done got powerbombed and got right back up. This dude super up top rope, got right back up. Dude got body slammed on the floor. He got right back up. Dude got hit with a daggone spinning off the rope DDT. The dude got right back up. 1, 2, no! He dunked on his head. That's got to be it, y'all. 1, 2, no! No! Dude dropped the elbow from the top rope. 1, 2, no! That's why I never got in the Ring of Honor. No! The moves don't mean anything if everybody keep kicking out of them. There's a starting move, a middle of the match moves, a setup moves, and then the finisher. Once the finisher hit, that's supposed to be it. It'd be like if we was at war and we first started out and we sent our troops out. That didn't work. So then we started shooting at you from a distance, but you shot back. That didn't work. Then we sent some missiles to you. That didn't work. Then we got the real heavy missiles. And then we bombed you. Then you start running. Now we send the troops in. They're going in and clean up. That's how you fight. But if all we gonna do is just shoot rockets at each other and nobody never go make contact, how do you take over the country? That's what the wrestling like. You hit all these big moves, nobody don't get hurt. Everybody come right back. Why are you doing them? It doesn't put nobody over for them to take all your best moves that you beating everybody else with. But all of a sudden, they can kick out of them. But they don't win. It doesn't put them over. They still a loser. They're just a punching bag. Somebody thought William Unna going against Chris Jericho and kicking out all the moves. You got your butt kicked. You should have been let him pin you. What you keep kicking out for? That's what I'm thinking when I'm watching it. What you kicking out for? You should get beat up. Get off TV, let something else come on. Why are you hogging up the spotlight? Get out of the way. That's what I'm thinking. You're not impressing me. Not gonna make me buy one of your t-shirts. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people say the WWE made a mistake letting go of, what was the lady champion name? The girl from England, the blonde. What was her name? Toni Storm. I see why Vince didn't like her. She's boring. But see, she got a little bit of behind. She got a little bit of a rack. She got blonde hair. So, you know, the nerds are like her. But they really don't want to see her wrestle. But they'll look at her. And if you notice, a lot of the female wrestlers' butt cheeks is hanging out so that the young boys can drool over them. There's only so many young boys. The majority of the time when the women come on, people get up and go get something to drink and eat. They only got a handful of women. Who is Maria Shafir sleeping with? First of all, she's not attractive. She ain't ugly, but she's not attractive. Number two, she can't wrestle a lick. I don't care what she did in the MMA world, she cannot wrestle. And the fact that her boyfriend is Roderick Strong. Because you can say the same thing about Britt Baker, DMD. Her boyfriend is Adam Cole. Adam Cole was the leader of the group in WWE, the NXT development part, but he was the leader of the group. Everybody from that group is there except for Roger Strong. He's still in WWE. Everybody else is there. How come his woman can't wrestle, but everybody else can? Is it because he didn't come over? They won't train this girl? They won't let him train her? She is awful. She looks like a deer before you hit it. Like, she in the ring, don't know what the hell she doing. And keep trying to do the thing she Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey ain't much better, but God darn it, at least she could do something. This girl has like no intensity, no believability. She just looked like somebody just in there. Like, well, what do I do now? And they keep trying to shove her down our throat. And when JD from New York said, why is she facing Jade Cargill? Because Jade Cargill, she got the look. But she greener than green. But she got the look. She looked like she could hurt you. She believable in the ring. But this woman trying to live off the MMA thing, how far is that going to carry you when you can't wrestle? You can't wrestle. At least Ronda Rousey getting there. Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to come on. I'm going to get you. Let's go. Flips. Papa's pick. He got something. This girl coming there. Judo flip. That's it. At least you could give her a submission move, but you got Tay Mello there doing the judo flips. So it's not special. Tay Mello been doing the judo flips in AEW for 3 years. Her best friend, Anna Jay, she can't wrestle either. But she look good. She's got a finisher on the ground to choke you out. So what's going to make this woman stand out? Everything that she does, other women are already doing. What's going to make her stand out when she don't have no wrestling ability? And what's up with all the posing? You should, if I'm a rule breaker, I'm going to get you in the corner. I'm going to beat you down. Then I'll go to the crowd and then go back to beating you up. What's this 5 minutes of and going around and if I want to see somebody pose, I can go watch a modeling show. I can put on Top Model and watch the models pose, okay? I want to see you beat somebody up. That's what you're watching it for. Professional wrestling is the only sport where you guaranteed to see the bad guy get it. That's the only sport. When you pay your money, the rule breaker gonna get beat up. The bad guy gonna get his. How many times have people gone to see Manny Pacquiao get beat up and didn't pay their money, $50 a pay-per-view? How many times did people pay their money to see Mike Tyson get beat up? Took a long time, didn't it? How many people paid their money to see what's that guy from England? The guy from England in the UFC, what the heck was his name? Made all that money. He broke his leg in the last fight. I can't think of his name. People paid money to see him get beat up. They couldn't stand him. That guy got like 50 fights. It took you 50 fights to see him get his leg broke. Wrestling was the only sport where the rule breaker gonna get his butt kicked tonight. You paying the money. You want to see Randy Savage get punched in the mouth. You want to see Ric Flair bloody. You want to see the bad guy get his lumps. That's the only sport where you guarantee when you kick your money out, you're going to see that person get beat up. You watch them on TV for 4 weeks, do all this stuff and get away with it. But at the pay-per-view or the show, you pay your money to see him get his comeuppance. They get it. That's the only sport where you guaranteed they taking it away. That was the fun of it. All right, y'all. This show wasn't supposed to be about that. I just happened to go into that. Apologize for that tangent. I got some news today. I went to the site to see if we had sold the bike. And they have deleted my affiliation account. So I guess Paselec kicked us to the curb. It's not our fault. I asked them several times to send me a bike. They raised their prices up. The people that knew me from when I was cell number 4, the bike behind me, I had coupons for $8.99. They trying to get $12.99 for the bike now. In my comment sections on the e-bike channel, people are asking me, I thought the Mini was $5.99. No, it's $6 something now. People were saying, I thought it was $14.99 for the GS9 Plus. They asking $19.99. The GS9, I had coupon let you get it for $11.99. The coupon code I have now, the bike is $1,400. Yes. The Climber they came out with, which ain't nothing but a glorified GS9, they want $2,200. With my coupon, you can get it for $19 something. Electric XP has the 3.0. Now the Climber has a better battery. They lied to me. Not they. One of the sellers that I deal with told me, because I asked them, I said, you already messed up with the GS9, giving it a 500-watt motor. Why the hell would you put it on the new bike and then try to charge $700 more for the same damn bike? It ain't the same bike. Instead of 8 speeds, it got 9 speed. Instead of a 13 amp hour battery, it got a 17 amp hour battery. It has a display in the handlebars. It's got a Bafang motor. It's still a 500-watt motor. It's a Bafang motor. It's still a 500-watt motor. But Bafang is top of the line. It's the top of the line 500-watt motor. Don't 500-watt motors peak at 750 watts? No. It peaks at 950. I tell y'all that. I take you to the website. We look at the daggone graphic. What does it say? 750 watt peak. Made me look stupid. No one knows nobody buying it. I wouldn't buy it either. If the guy's selling it to me, first of all, they won't send me one to show you. And then second of all, they lying about it. They got me lying to you. I wouldn't buy it either. I know I ain't sold no bikes. Who want to buy something from a liar? That electric XP 3.0 motor peaks at 1,000 watts. And it costs half the money. We got a Bafang motor. The new 3.0 from Electric XP says you can put 150 pounds on the rear rack. Can you do that on the Climber? But don't they got a Bafang motor? But I bet you it won't carry no 150-pound person plus a person in the seat. And it's half the money. We still got a better bike. The bike can carry a person and carry a person behind them. According to your website, it says the bike peaks at 750 watts. Their motor peaks at 1,000. And it's half the price. How you expect to compete with that? Well, the display is in The handlebars. Okay, so what about the electric premium, which has a mid-drive motor? Everybody knows that mid-drives give you more torque than the hub motor. And okay, it has a 500 watt hub motor, but it peaks at 800 watts. But that 500 watt motor is like having a 500 watt motor. I mean, a 1,000 watt motor because of the extra torque. Anybody that's ever seen any review on a mid-drive, watch it take off. You hit the throttle on that bike, you better hold on to your neck. I'm dead serious. That's why you have to actually bring the gears down before when you slow down, before you take off. You try and take off with it in high gear, the bike going, you gonna be still sitting here like this, the bike gonna be gone. That's how much torque the bike has. So electric has a mid-drive with 2 batteries. And this only $15.99. A mid-drive with 2 batteries. So you put your 2 batteries together, they give you 20.8 miles. Okay, the bike behind me. It's a battery in the case. You can look behind the wheel and see the frame right there. It got a battery in it. But also, see them pannier bags back there? Strapped to the rack is another battery. Their premium has a battery in the rack, and then behind the seat, there's another battery. So if you wanted to carry a 3rd battery, you get the same kind that's behind the seat. Put that 3rd battery on the rack, like I got a 2nd battery on the rack, and then you switch them, and don't even have to open the bike up to change the battery. And it's $700 cheaper. But I'm supposed to compete with this company when they got 30 YouTubers, when they emailing there. I done got 15 emails in the past week from them. As soon as you go on Google, the bike's sitting right there. It's only one video up about the climber. But I'm supposed to be able to push it when I ain't got one to show. And I only got one video to show. I'm supposed to be able to push it. You got the same bike that you had before I even knew what you was, except for that one climber. Every other bike is the same. You ain't updated nothing, ain't upgraded nothing. You trying to get people to spend $2,200 for a bike that I was selling last year for $11.99. You just put up a Fang motor on it and a display on it and added a gear to it and made the battery bigger. The same thing. Same design. Same frame. And you expect people to come running when they know you put a 500 watt motor on there. They got e-bikes out now that got 4,000 or 5,000 watt motors. Why you still doing 350, 500? Why you still doing them puny motors? People want speed. They want power. They want to be able to get out there and keep up with the cars. I understand that we have laws, but you send the bike set at them laws. If the people want to risk it and up the settings, that's their business. It's their bike. They bought it. Let them deal with the law. But if you want to compete, there was a video that I shot where we rode through Johns Hopkins University. There was a college student. He was on a scooter, a stand-up scooter. We couldn't catch him. We had to wait to go downhill to catch him. I know that scooter motor wasn't no more than 300 watts. But we had to struggle to catch him. There's a video a couple weeks ago, might have been last week, if y'all want to go look, where I'm coming back from the market. There's a dude coming this way on a stand-up scooter. You just see, that's all you see. They want speed. Now, you know when he bought that scooter, it wasn't like that. He had to unlock it. They didn't sell him that scooter like that. He had to unlock it. Most police will not look at you unless you're doing something stupid. Technically, when I'm on the road, when I'm on the street, I'm not supposed to go over 20 miles per hour. You can look at the 360 videos and you can see before we broke the odometer. You can see me doing 26, 27 miles per hour. If somebody was clocking and really cared, they could have pulled me over. They don't care. So why are the e-bike companies afraid? What are they afraid of? Because see, the people that's on the road in cars, they want the e-bike to be able to keep up with them. For all the talk, they get frustrated when they get stuck behind an e-bike or a stand-up scooter or somebody on the bike, period. When they want to hit the accelerator and go and they can't because the person in front of them is not enough room to go around, it ain't safe to go around. They get irritated. They would love for they, come on, speed up and get out of the way. So why is it that certain people want to limit what you can do? Because the fact of the matter is, the person on the stand-up scooter, the person on the bicycle, in an accident, they're going to be the ones that get hurt, not the people in the car or the truck. So the people in the car or truck don't care. They're not getting hurt. So why does people who not on the road dealing with that, why do they care so much? I can say the same thing about when you go on the bike path. We ain't got to deal with the cars. But guess what? We got to deal with people on regular skateboards and people on regular bikes. Well, we just go around them. But did they get attitude? Look at him. Look at him. Well, he ain't pedaling that fast. I pedal faster than that. He got a motor. He got a motor. And you're cheating. You shouldn't be allowed to be on the path. I'm trying to get away from the car just like you is. I'm trying to get exercise just like you is. Yeah, but you're cheating. You got a motor. People are always worrying about what somebody else got instead of worrying about what they got. Somebody flying by you is not interrupting what you're doing. You getting hurt in your feelings because somebody smoked you is what the problem is. Now, if you out there with your kids and young boys is out there riding like a maniac, I could see that. But somebody coming by you at 15 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour, and you pedaling and you only going 4 miles per hour, let that person go by and let them go about their business. Why you feel it's your job to stop them? Because you can't go as fast. We was out one day, a dude on a bike was trying to race me. I'm looking at him like, really? Really? Dude was trying to race me. There's no way that fat guy can pass me. There's no way that fat guy gonna pass me. Let me break my neck. Why do we get so in our feelings about what somebody else doing? You know, when I first moved here, I would hear the gunshots. And I used to go look out on the balcony. Now I hear the gunshots. I don't even pay no mind. Why is that? I'm up here on the 12th floor. What a chance of a bullet coming this far? What purpose would it serve to go run downstairs and run outside? Y'all gotta stop doing this. This is ridiculous. Don't make no sense, y'all out here shooting. The next day, you still gonna hear the same thing. Rat-a-tat-tat. There ain't the time to complain when somebody's shooting a gun. There ain't the time to try and stop something when somebody got a gun in their hand. I don't know if the video's still up, but we got a ride where somebody came up to me and said, I almost hit you. We wasn't doing anything reckless. We wasn't doing nothing wrong. We well lit. How we almost get hit? Y'all have to realize that it's 5 lights in the front. It's 5 lights in the back. And it's one on the back of the helmet. Not counting the lanyard. How many lights is that? How you almost hit me? What were you doing? Because I'm staying to the right. What were you doing wrong that you almost hit me? You want to come say something to me like I did something wrong. You did something wrong. But you can't admit, hey, luckily nothing happened. I was wrong. No, it's you. God darn it. I don't do nothing wrong. Hey, it's got to be you. It's them. It's the ground. It was wet outside. It's something. It's always something. People getting their feelings. Keep telling y'all, ignore that voice in your head. Our topic for the Bible study tonight was, why did God create us? What was the purpose of him making human beings? We have to go back and look. When the Bible started out, God had already made the angels. The problem with the angels was they were basically robots. They were basically like pets. Whatever he created them to do is what he did. Like a bear. A bear does what it does. A rabbit does what it does. Beavers gonna build the little dams. Ants gonna store up food. It's what they do. God wanted some people that he can go associate with, that he can watch over. So much so, he made him a planet. The only planet that can sustain life that he made in the universe. So much so that he made it so there was rain. He made it that there was life in the water. There were animals. There were trees. There was a field of oxygen. These things were made before the human beings were made. So obviously God planned it. Some people say, what about the dinosaurs? Dinosaurs could have been an experiment gone wrong. Nobody never mentioned that. Might have been an idea at the time. Said, we gotta scrap this. He wanted to make people that he could come fellowship with. He wanted to make people like himself. Adam and Eve were made to live forever. They were supposed to fill the earth with people. They were supposed to rule the earth and run it. Human beings don't run the earth. If everybody's sitting down at a picnic table and everybody having a good time, and the bear come out or a lion come out, everybody give them a run, so we don't rule nothing. Now we can go get some weapons and beat them back. We can set up a cage and trap it, but we ain't beating no bear. We ain't beating in hand-to-hand combat. There's very few of us that can take out a lion or a cougar or a panther. Very few of us that can wrestle with alligator in the water. We weren't supposed to get in the water. People say, how come we don't have gills? We weren't supposed to. We wanted something out of the water. We said, come here. It came to us. Or we sent an animal to go get it. That's what the animals were for. That's what they were for. The animals were supposed to be our slaves. You shouldn't have to move anything. Tie it to an elephant and tell them to drag it. Why you gotta drag it? You want to send a message to somebody, you would have tied it to a bird and say, deliver the message. And they would deliver it. And come back and tell you, I delivered it. We gave it up. Adam and Eve gave all that up. God wanted to watch over us and wanted us to be like him and fill the earth with little hymns. God wanted beings to be around, to associate with, that could actually really hold a conversation with him. You could try and hold a conversation with the angel, but the angel's standing there like, okay, what you want me to do now? Because they wasn't built like that. Well, what do you want to do now? What you want me to go do now, boss? He made us to have a relationship with him and with each other. And he could sit and watch us in our daily activities. Remember, the other beings he made, they had a job to do. Wouldn't you get bored watching somebody do the same thing over and over again? You ever gone to a construction site and just watch them work on the building? You be like, this is boring after a while. Don't you think he got bored after about 2,000 or 3,000 years just watching the same thing, just do the same thing like clockwork? Wouldn't you say that boring? That's why he said, we're going to make them in our image. But they're going to recreate, fill the earth, and they're going to run it. And he would have got some entertainment watching us. Watch us do nice things for each other. And watch us blossom and raise our kids into great adults. And that's what God wanted. And he still won't have it. But that was his mission. That's how we were created. Everybody has something they were meant to do. That's why you see a lot of people lost. They're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You ain't asked God what you're supposed to do. You made for something. You're here for a reason. But you're asking the wrong person. You on social media asking people what you should do. You ain't asking Jesus and God what you were meant to do. You asking people who don't even know what they're supposed to be doing. But you asking them. That's why I always use the analogy of the old women trying to tell a young girl how to get a husband and keep him when they can't do it. They tell you in a minute, oh, you lost your mind. Come here. Let me talk to you. A fool can't give good counsel. A fool can only make little fools. But we listen to people who show us that they can. And we still follow them. Don't understand it. Because you won't come to the two people who can explain it to you. You won't go to the people who can explain and give you an example. You go to the fools and follow behind them. And then wonder why you're not happy and why nothing ever go right. If I'm lying, somebody tell me I'm lying. Hey, how you doing, Mark? You know, it's a lot of things going on right now. And I'm glad not to be in none of it. I've been in the house the past 2 days, but I'm going to be going out. First thing in the morning. I want to be there when the market open. And getting there before the welfare people buy everything up. Try and get in there and get some good goodies. We haven't done it in a while, but I added some Caesar dressing to my shrimp and rice combination with the piece of cheese. And I strained it, but then I added some after I took it out the strainer. Man, my sugar went up to 2 something. We won't be doing that again. So I made some tonight. And I only ate half of it. The other half is in the refrigerator. I'm going to put that, and I got some chicken. We're going to nuke it and watch the wrestling with it. But I ate some earlier and took a reading. And we didn't add. We added it in the pot before we started. But then we strained it. Then put it on the plate. Sugar came down from 220 It went from 116 to 220 back down to 160. So straining it does make a difference. And it's light dressing, and it still sent my sugar up. See, being able to manage and stay on top of what you're doing is better than guessing. Or saying, I'm going to deprive myself and not have it at all. Now we're going to the market tomorrow. I'm not buying any dressing. I'm not buying any dressing. Now we're going to leave out of here at 5 something tomorrow, so it'll still be dark. But on the way back, it should be light. So y'all should have some light for the 360 video. I know y'all like the light videos where you can really see everything. So I got everything charged up. Y'all can see the cords hanging down. Those are USB cords. And tomorrow I gotta make a decision. Get another camera or spend the money and get the GoPro. I think I'm just gonna get the regular camera and save that money. Now I could have went to the market today. We got money. Could have went to the market today, but it didn't make sense to. And then go back tomorrow. That's 2 trips. For what? Why spend money when you ain't got to? If they're going to give me some money to go to the market with, then why not use that? Now, they're not going to pay for everything I want, so I'm still going to spend some money, but maybe $5 or $10 versus spending $40. And then the 3rd is a Saturday, so we should get. So instead of getting our money Saturday morning, we should get our money Monday. Tomorrow's the 1st, and we should get our money on the 2nd. So the people on SSI and on welfare will get their money tomorrow, and then we'll get our money Friday. So I'm doing good. The fact that I still got money left over, even with the inflation, this is the best that we've done in the past 3 months. We didn't overspend, and we did good. So this month I want to start saving because it's not a rush, but I do want a new e-bike, and instead of trying to earn it, I'm just gonna buy it. And I'll probably either get the electric 3.0. Might be able to get it. What's the December? If I set aside 3, 3, 3, that's 9. It's $9.99. So it might take maybe March. Now, if I want to get the premium, then that would be, you'll be able to get it until the summer. But like I say, I don't know what God got planned. I don't know what God has planned for me. Because I got everything I need. There's not really nothing. I wanted to get the Ravens do-rag and some better stickers for the helmet. That's all I need. I ain't got everything I need, so I don't need to. So I should be able to save and be good to go. Like I say, it's been a blessing. I can honestly say that we haven't got a donation in almost 4 months. And before that, only one person was donating. So we haven't needed a donation, and I feel very happy about that. Whereas before May, I used to come live hoping somebody would donate. Now I don't care if you get donated. That's a blessing in itself. Ain't nothing like being self-reliant. And that means I can come do the show like I want to and talk about what I want to. And don't have to be under somebody's thumb. And don't have to worry about offending somebody who keep getting in their feelings. So I'm enjoying myself. Oh, y'all can't see it, but I was noticing you know, we cheat. The projector does Dolby digital audio with the with the audio from the HDMI from the PC to the projector, the audio software. It has the Dolby Digital and Dolby Digital Plus in the projector. You can only get that with HDMI, Dolby Digital Plus, or Dolby Atmos. We don't have real Dolby Atmos because we don't have a receiver, but we use the Dolby Atmos for headphones. And the app on the PC does the processing. So I'm cheating. I got that working with the Dolby Audio at the same time. So it's coming from the PC through the HDMI cord and it's going into the projector. So it's being processed by the Dolby SS app, but also the software that connects the PC to the projector processes the audio. And then when it goes into the projector processes it again. Now they say you're not supposed to let them mix, but hey, I let them mix. So now we're not depending on the position of the audio. Even though I did an audio test and they have the audio test, you can go on YouTube to just put in Dolby Digital, whether you got a 5.1 or a 10.1 or 5.1.2, whatever. Go do the test. They also have a Dolby Atmos where they test the height speakers. And even though we using for headphones, and it's only supposed to be for headphones, we're using our speakers. So instead of it making a 3D field and putting the sounds in just, the two, it's doing it for the speakers. So I can sit here, if something's supposed to be on the right, even though I got 3 speakers right here, I can still tell something is on the right, something's on the left, because it's going to the up, the down, the back, the forward part of the speaker. So I still get the same simulation, even though I still am maintaining the positional of the Dolby Audio. We're using the spatial, which tricks you into thinking the sounds are there. So I was playing earlier today. I found this guy, and he actually can take the sound and take it up in the steps. And so what I did was I put a speaker on top of the microwave, right? Then I got a speaker right here, and I'm laying down right here. And then I put a speaker over here that's coming down. So I tested it yeah, it was like the real simulation. So we have cheaply, and I'm thinking about getting another speaker, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I had to figure out some way to suspend it. I wanna maybe I'll put it right there. You know, for the overhead. Meaning, like say a plane was going by. Because I got the wall barricaded and I got the speakers under the bed, but I got it barricaded with stuff to keep it from going through the wall. It's basically 5 speakers under the bed, 4 speakers and a subwoofer under the bed. We got 3 speakers and a subwoofer up here where I'm at. Then we got speaker on top of the microwave. We got a speaker on the side of the microwave, and they face me as I'm laying down. They face me, and then I got a speaker facing down with this hanging. I don't know if y'all can see it because it looks retarded. I gotta figure out a better way to do it. See it? See how I got speaker hanging down? And then let me see if I can show you the ones on the microwave. Hold on. Bringing the camera with me here. And that. Can y'all see it? It's the speaker right there on the microwave. And then on the side of the table, see where that wire go down? See where them 2 aspirin bottles is? It's a speaker right there too. So, y'all probably think I'm crazy. I don't take my speaker. But yeah, it's 2 of them right there in the subwoofer under the bed. When somebody get body slammed, I like to feel it. When somebody gets slapped in the face, I like to feel it. Cause you're there. So I like to feel every punch, every blow, every kick. But I like to hear the sounds. Like say somebody got change in their pocket. Say somebody walking up behind somebody. Squinch, squinch, squinch. I like to hear those sounds. So that's why to me the audio. I remember I was watching a scam baiting video. They had somebody hollering at somebody else in the background, and it was hard to follow what was going on between the scam baiter and the scammer, because there was another scammer hollering, "You're going to give me my money." And the woman hosting the show, the people in the chat were saying, "Aren't you going to help that victim?" And she's like, "Well, it could be another scam baiter like me wasting that time," because she didn't want to stop what she was doing. They were trying to get her to try to figure out how to help out the person that was being scammed, because the scammer was hollering at her, "You better go to the bank and get me my money today. I'm going to have the feds and the police come get you." But I could hear everything as if I could hear more out of the call than actually, because that's where having great speakers and a great sound do for you. It lets you hear stuff you normally wouldn't hear. And when you listen to the music, you get to hear instruments that maybe the microphone's not really picking up that well. And just stereo. But you can hear a lot of the cymbals, and to me, I like audio. So it's just, I like to hear everything. I do. Sometimes when I'm watching the wrestling, I can actually hear the audibles of the person that's in charge of what's going on, telling them, "Hey, stay down," or "Hey, I'm gonna backdrop you." If you got a good enough system, you can pick that up. So don't sleep on it. A lot of y'all just throw some speakers together and there you go. And that's what you like, God bless you. But don't get mad at me because I like I like the clarity. And like I say, by me used to making my own music, you know, musicians develop hand problems. So, but I like to hear the stuff in the background. You know, somebody coming in the door. You know, so somebody got a screen door. You know, I like to hear that stuff. You know? Somebody counting something. Ta-ting, ta-ting, ta-ting. I guess I'm nosy like that. But I like to be immersed. That's why I say when I'm watching something, I'm there. I'm not in my place anymore. I'm in your place. I'm there. Totally immersed, all in. And I hear everything. Somebody say, why you always notice that? I'm the type of person to notice that. You know. If any of y'all ever grew up, you watched Three's Company. If you never watched Three's Company before, you can find it on TBS or somewhere. Stream it. See how many times they left the door open. How many times Jack, Janet, or Chrissy left that door wide open. They in California, on the beach in a nice area. They leave that door open all the time. And the only time they ever thought they got robbed was when the landlord came by to fix something, saw an envelope that said rent, and took it. That was the only time they ever got robbed. I'm dead serious. Left the door open almost every episode. They just go out there, leave the door wide open. Come back, nothing ever missing. I used to ask that. Like, why you had to notice that? Man, I don't even watch it no more. Now, it's from me. I gotta say something. Damn, that. Come on, bro, daddy. We were sitting there watching a movie, and the dog was coming across the screen, and nobody was moving it. And I said, look at that wire right there. They were like, what? Look at that wire right there. You don't see that wire? That's the wire they move when the public across the screen. They're like, oh, man, you're wrong. I noticed that. I noticed all that stuff. I'm the type of person that be sitting there trying to figure out how the magician do the trick instead of just enjoying the trick. That's why I'm always busy. Trying to figure out how can you get the jump on something. How can you get the jump on something? That's what I like to do. How can you get the jump on something? I had some articles. I had a sermon ready, but it's so late. All right, y'all. It's 12:54. And I got to say, we've been on for 1 hour and 48 minutes and 40 seconds. And we haven't dropped not one frame, and we live streaming in 2K. That's a blessing. I guess my PC is too slow. But we live streaming in 2K. I guess my PC is too slow. We're only using 8.7%. And I'm not kidding you. You can look for yourself. It's right there. Can I stretch it out so y'all can see it better? Can I make it bigger? There you go right there. Now I stretched it out. Look, it went up. 12%, 10.5, 30 frames a second. You can see we haven't dropped no frames. Look at that. 0.0%. We haven't dropped anything. Data. 7042, 9034, 96. I want to bring it back. All I got to do is just hit and then just move it back. Hello. There I am. That's why I can never get in the expert. Look how fast that was. You can't do it. You can, same thing with the Streamlabs. And they got these little diagonal things and you trying to fit. How you do all that live? I don't understand how they be trying to fiddle with it. That's why I say, I guess if you get used to it, that's why I said shoot. That's why I couldn't get into the X-Splitter. I just couldn't get into it. Just being honest. I couldn't get into it. Me personally. So, all right, y'all, let me let y'all go. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. For those of you that's still up, be looking for me around 5:30. It's 12:57 now. I'm getting ready to heat this food up. We still got half a bag of chips left. We still got a donut left. And we got some chicken and some shrimp. And I'm going to watch the wrestling. And hopefully I don't fall asleep. Because I already fell asleep twice. I've supposed to been done this show. And we'll get up. And we'll hit the marketer. So I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm saying tomorrow. I'll see y'all in a couple hours. It's almost 1 o'clock now. So yeah. If y'all up, I'll see y'all in a couple hours. So, peace everybody, and thanks for watching.